It's now 17 minutes past 7. A toxic culture which was decades in the making and will take a generation to turn around. That is the conclusion of a new report into banking, which Simon has been looking at for us.
21 million complaints, Michelle, in the last few years, £39 billion in fines and compensation. This is the result of an aggressive rip-off culture that will take decades to change. Some of the highlights of a report by a think tank called the New City Agenda. David Davis, MP, a founder member of this think tank, and he's going to present the findings to the Commons today. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
When did bankers go bad?
In retail banking, which is what we're talking about here, it's probably a couple of decades ago, about 20 years ago, thereabouts.
I mean, one of the interesting things about the latest scandals is that, you know, whilst fines were being dished out for LIBOR, they were fiddling the foreign exchange markets, and the PPI culture was going on for a long, long time, and these sales targets and sales culture kept going on, even while fines were being dished out.
Oh, that's right. I mean, after 2008, the retail banking heads, as it were, the heads of the banks thought if they kept their heads down and did nothing, all this fracas would go away. Even though they brought the world economy to its knees, they would go away and they just carry on as usual. It was LIBOR, although LIBOR wasn't about retail banking, it was LIBOR that actually, I think, just shocked everybody. Said, no, you can't carry on like this. You've got to sort everything out. And the thing the public see, of course, is not all the fancy stuff goes in the city, the casino capitalism. What they see is what happens on a high street and the rotten service they get there.
And what do you do about it? I mean, isn't it fundamentally about pay? That if you wind up, if you set incentives like that, you wind up, you know, the mouse with the wrong sort of key.
It's pay and other things that go with it. There's the famous example of the cash or cabbage culture, where once a week, you know, you either got a bundle of cash if you came top in selling the most instruments, and a cabbage if you came bottom. You're humiliated. Barclays talked about a culture of fear in their organisation. So people being driven, decent people, bank employees being driven to do things that they didn't really want to do.
Isn't that commerce generally? I mean, part of commerce is a customer walks in, my job is to sell him something more than he wanted, for which he may or may not need. And that happens in every industry.
No, that's a cartoon view of commerce. I mean, the best companies are the ones that give good value. They actually do what the customer needs at the best possible price. This is not what the bank's been doing. They're doing absolutely the opposite. They've been actually looking after their own interests, their own profits. And, of course, the long-run effect of it was disastrous even for the shareholders.
So what do you do? Give me some practical measures that you can take to stop this.
In practical terms, they've just got to change the culture. They've got to. All right. Well, I'll give you some examples of what they've done. I mean, the sorts of things they already started doing. They're sitting them down and taking them through the mistakes they've made. They're showing videos of the mistakes they've made. A sort of truth and reconciliation.
Who's showing the videos to whom?
Oh, the top management are doing that.
They're the ones who set the incentives.
Yeah. Well, most of them are new top management. But yes, then they're changing the incentive programs. They're doing that too. They're also saying to people, would you sell this product to your grandmother? It's a simple test. Would you? If you wouldn't, then don't sell it to your customer. But it's as I say, it's just starting. It's not really having an effect yet. This is a super tanker, and you haven't yet seen it on the high street, which is why the banks are still not trusted. The big banks still not trusted by less than 2/3 of the public.
I'm surprised it's that the third that still do. But David Davis, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.